What's up, guys? Welcome to TeeWhy Talk, where we talk about the real, and the real is what I'm getting ready to spill. Now, this is Motivational Monday. I'm getting ready to motivate you guys to go out and do something great. I have this wonderful story that I think you guys will enjoy. Turning a penny into a house breakdown. Now, this video, if you don't know, came from Trahan. If you guys don't know who he is a YouTuber who currently has 6.28 million subscribers, now passing Dr. Phil. Why is that important? Because he wants Dr. Phil to adopt him as a grandson. That is very funny to me, guys, but I'm getting ready to break down to you guys why this is motivational. We have a YouTuber who was dedicated and determined to turn one penny into a house in 1 week. Let's get that clear.
This is a penny, and I'm turning it into this house in 1 week.
Can I help you?
Goodness. Sorry. I have no idea whose house that was. However, I am trying to turn a penny into a house for one of my subscribers. Here's how I'm gonna do it. Hey, does anybody here want to trade me a pen for this penny? Thank you so much.
Oh, wow. Oh, I get a penny.
Yes.
Thank you.
I might be on the news one day. Yay, we got it.
How is this possible? How can someone even do this? We're getting ready to talk about it on TeeWhy Talk. If you haven't, make sure you subscribe to this channel. We're dropping content weekly, every single week. Motivational Mondays, what the word says Wednesdays, and finance Fridays. So make sure y'all subscribe to this channel. Turn on the notifications so you be updated whenever I update a post or post a post. Turn on notifications. Make sure you get this video a thumbs up and interact with me in the comments. Will you be able to commit to a challenge like this? So Trahan, I don't know who he is. I never knew him before. I was just on YouTube one day and I just came across his channel, turning a penny into a house. And it caught my attention because who can do that? So I clicked on the video and I started watching the series. Unfortunately, I wasn't watching it while it was happening. I watched it after it ended. So I was able to binge watch it. So I started to see all of the videos and I said, wow, this guy is very determined. And I really have to tell many people how determined he is and motivate other people to have that same determination. So to give you a breakdown of his story, his oldest video is from 7 years ago on YouTube, where he had currently 6.28 million subscribers. And that is amazing because during his series, his subscribers wasn't even at 6. It was at around 5, I believe. But let's break down his video, okay? I'm going to tell you exactly how he did this. He took a penny and traded it for a pen. So it's all going to sound crazy until I break it down to you. So I'm going to tell you some things that he had to cause him to succeed. And he didn't have all of these things at first, I would say. But over time, because of his consistency, he ended up having all of these things. So he had a plan, number one. And then he had communication on his plan. And then he had consistency on his plan. And then that grew him to have an audience, okay? And he didn't have much time, I would say. So let's break it down. Trahan, famous YouTuber, took one penny and traded it with someone for a pen. So one person was willing to say, you know what, I'll take the pen. I'll take the penny and you give me the pen. Then he traded that pen for a dinosaur. So we have a little deal going on, with trading different things. And then that dinosaur was able to get traded for an earbud. See, at that point, he said, I thought this was a bad idea. He should never traded the dinosaur for the pen. He should have kept the pen. But he ended up trading the dinosaur for earbuds. And once he traded for earbuds, he took them same earbuds that he, said, okay, I'm going to take the earbuds. He went to a garage sale and he found a woman, and the woman gave him a Polaroid camera. Not just any Polaroid camera, but an old Polaroid camera, like a vintage camera. Those things are worth money. So at this point, in one day, I would say, or around the course of 2 days, I think it was really one though, he took one penny and flipped a penny into a Polaroid camera. It doesn't stop there, y'all. It doesn't stop there. This Polaroid camera, he went on to try and flip. It was so hard for him to flip it. He started giving up. So what he did was he took that Polaroid camera, he met somebody, and boom, found the speakers, as you guys can see right here. He got these big bazooka speakers walking around town trying to trade those speakers. So around this time, we already talked about him having a plan. His plan was, hey, I'm going to... So Ryan Trahan plan was, I'm going to flip a penny into a house into a week. He was willing to look crazy for that plan, because I can tell you one thing. If you tell me you're going to flip a penny to a house to a week, I'm not going to discourage you, because I'm not a discouraging person, but I'm going to say, wow, I would really love to see that. In my head, I'm going to just think like, wow, he's really going to do this. And he was willing to look crazy for that plan. So he communicated to everybody he was trading with his plan. He say, hey, I'm trying to trade this penny into a house. So far, I got to this. So far, I got to that. When he got to the Polaroid camera, he told the lady, hey, I'm trying to trade a penny to a house. So far, I got to a pen, then a dinosaur, earbuds. Do you want them? And then she happily went along with it, because he was able to communicate the plan. And then she was able to say, you know what? I like the plan. I want to be a part of the plan. So follow up with me, guys. He was consistent. He had a plan and he communicated. So over that time, people started seeing what he was doing around the city, and he grew to have the favor of man. So people around him in the city was like, wow, this guy is really doing this. And he had posters. He started putting up everything. He started giving out shirts that, hey, I'm trying to turn a penny into a house. So people started saying, you know what? I like this mission. I want a shirt. He's passing out shirts. It was amazing to just sit there and watch how consistent this guy was. So back to the speakers. This guy has speakers now. He didn't know what to do. Then he met this man who gave him a motorcycle for the speakers. He was like, okay, I'll just take it. Whatever. I'm trying to get rid of this motorcycle. And once Ryan got the motorcycle, this was very big for me watching, because I'm like, wow, he just went from a penny to a motorcycle. Like, no matter what type of problems a motorcycle have, it's a motorcycle. So at this point, my mind is just like, wow. And this motorcycle continued on into a Toyota Tundra, where he met one of the key characters in his series, I would say, because this guy was seriously amazing. When I say this guy was amazing, he was amazing. He really brought so much love into the episodes, because
nothing is impossible too.
Nothing's impossible.
Yeah.
Gotta believe in yourself.
Yeah, believe them.
Douglas's words meant the world to me.
you just got to love him.
You got this, Ryan!
All right. And I think it's safe to say I'm even invited as a new member of Douglas's family. There's still a lot of work to do. There is. But this truck is epic. And
This Toyota Tundra, once he traded this motorcycle, this guy gave him a Toyota Tundra 2002. Yes, it had a lot of miles, 300,000 miles on it. But to think, a penny to a truck. Guys, I don't think we're realizing how big this is. If you haven't checked out his video, you have to go check out his video, because you will really be encouraged. But I want you to stick along with me on this video so I can pour out to you some key points I want you guys to understand. From a penny to a Toyota Tundra, when it got rough around that time, honestly, because it got rough for him, he couldn't find anyone to trade this Toyota Tundra with. So he was kind of getting like weary, I would say, from my perspective, an audience point of view. He was getting weary. And at that point, I'm just being honest, guys. I would have said, you know what? I came a long way. I went from a penny to a truck. I'm done. Let's be real, guys. Most of us out there, we would have said the same thing. I went from a penny to a truck. I'm done. You feel me? A penny to a truck. You would feel like you accomplished the world. You ain't doing no more, because like when it get hard, you just give up. And I think that's plenty of us in our lifetime now. We get to a place where we feel like, okay, we came a long way, so we don't got to keep going. No, we got to keep going. And that's exactly what Ryan Trahan has done and did. He kept going. And this Toyota Tundra, he found somebody to trade him a 1997 Suburban. Look at this Suburban, guys. This is a big truck, okay? And let me tell you how this guy found out about Ryan Trahan. Not only was Ryan Trahan posting everywhere about what he was doing, but Ryan won the favor of men because of what? He had a plan, communication, consistency, and then that grew into an audience. So now people are waiting. They want to see. I want to see. We want to see what you gonna do. Now we want to support you. We'll even pay for an ad, you know. That's not what, you know, they did, but the news caught up with him. The radio station caught up with him. It's all over the radio.
Funny kid. My buddy said he saw him downtown asking to trade breath mints. Wow. Hey, Ryan, if you're listening, this whole city is rooting for you, buddy.
Turn on Turn on 103.1. They're talking about me right now. Oh, it's over now.
So now that he had everything lined up because of his plan and his consistency, he didn't give up. He kept going. People are starting to look at what he's doing and saying, did you guys hear about this guy trying to turn a penny into a house? And now everybody's talking about it. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's talking about this guy who wants to turn a penny to a house. Wouldn't you be talking about a guy who wants to turn a penny to a house too? I know I would. So the guy who gave him the 1997 Suburban. So imagine the upgrade from this Toyota Tundra to this Suburban. For those of you who are watching on YouTube, okay? If you guys don't know anything, you can also subscribe to this channel, TeeWhy Talk. We're on Anchor, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, so you do not have to only watch on YouTube, and you do not have to only listen on Anchor or Apple or Spotify. You can feel free to branch into whatever platform you would like to branch into. However, I'm just making this available for all people because, you know, if you guys want to listen to me, go ahead. Let's listen. Let's talk. So, around this 1997 Suburban, you in a good deal. Just to think about the progress you made. So time starts ticking down and he doesn't know what to do. At this point, he finds a tiny house. My voice cracked, guys. He finds a tiny house and he trades with the cool guy. He was real laid back. I really want to encourage y'all to go watch this video. I can't even add all the clips in. But he finds this guy who trades him a tiny house for the 1997 Suburban. And he told him, if you get me a boat, you'll get this house right here. So he ended up going back to the lady who sold him the Polaroid camera because she was having a garage sale and her husband had a boat. But he was like, nah, he stopped answering the phone. So that goes back into the first part of his plan, willing to look crazy. The guy didn't even answer the phone for him after he called so much. Like, he was willing to look crazy. So he calling this guy, he's not answering the phone. A lot of us, our pride would have gotten in the way and said, you know what, I'm finna stop calling him. Or I'm not finna bother this man. But he didn't mind calling him. Yes, he got a roadblock. Yes, the guy ended up not answering. You know, I'm just gonna spoil it. The guy did not answer. And, you know, he didn't end up getting the boat. But either way, he still tried. A lot of us would have never tried. So I just want to point that out to you guys. Just stick around, guys. This is really gonna encourage y'all. So this tiny house, time was ticking. He can't carry a house around the city. So he has poster boards up on the side of the road. Do anybody want to trade a tiny house? And he has like 8 hours left. And he still didn't trade his penny into a real house. But my perspective of this, he got to a tiny house. Like, that's still a house. Like, that's not the goal he wanted, of course. But that's still a tiny house. My mind is just sitting there, whoosh, like, whoosh. He has this tiny house. And now he's stuck. It's 8 hours left. He doesn't know what to do. He's sitting there like, wow, what am I going to do? And at this point, he's discouraged. And his wife, I believe, or girlfriend or friend, either way, someone got everybody he came across so far. So from everybody who helped him out from the beginning, he got all of them to make a video and she put it together to encourage him. And it was like, you know what? I'm supporting this. You know, keep going. I love this. And I was just sitting there like, wow, this is amazing. He was discouraged and people was there to lift him up. The people he was willing to look crazy in front of because he wanted to turn the penny into a house. And they encouraged him. He had 8 hours left on the clock. Didn't know what to do. So, boom, that passed. And now the news they're doing an interview with him, and people are watching what's going on, and they're broadcasting it. Someone reaches out to him and says, you know what? I have 0.25 acres of land that's worth $11,000. You know, I believe it was $11,000. That's worth $11,000. I will trade you this tiny house. I will trade you this land for your tiny house. And he made the deal. Now he has land. He's like, wow, I can do this. I can really, get somewhere with this. And it's just amazing because in that time of him being discouraged, he was able to be encouraged by people, a community, guys. Listen to what I'm saying. He was able to be encouraged. And then that land went to what, guys? Guess what? Somebody traded him that land for a house. Okay? No, he did not do it all in a week. Just a spoiler alert. He did not do it all in a week. But he did it in like a month. Either way, he did it. That's something that we probably would never do. Well, I'm not going to say never because this is encouragement right here, guys. But it turned into a house. The house wasn't move-in ready, but you have a house. His goal was met. And then, of course, Shopify, who was sponsoring his video, bought the people a house who he was doing this video for because his whole goal was to give his friend a house. And Shopify ended up buying them a move-in ready house. And let me just break this down to you guys. What am I trying to say here to you guys? This is crazy. Number one, you don't know what you can do until you make a plan and stick to the plan. You have to be consistent. You don't know what you're capable of. Ryan Trahan said, you know what? This is probably going to be the wildest video I have ever made. And he said, I'm still going to do it. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to be consistent. And because he said those, well, I don't know what he said, but because he gave us that type of energy, he was able to perform. So let's think about everything he had. He had a plan. Throughout this whole video, he had a plan. I'm trying to turn the penny to a house. He never changed his plan. His plan was consistent. He never said, you know what? I'm going to change what I'm doing. I'm going to change what I'm saying. And, sometimes in life we do have to change our plans. But because he already was consistent with that plan, he stuck to it. I'm going to turn a penny to a house. So for everybody out there, take this advice. Develop a plan and be willing to look crazy for that plan. No matter what nobody says out there, be willing to look crazy for that plan. You may be willing to, people may say, you're crazy. They may deny you. He had to go through so many no's before he got a yes. So many people had to tell him, no, I won't trade you this. No, I don't have nothing to trade you, before he got a yes. So if you have a plan, stick to that plan. Okay? Not only your plan is important, but you have to be able to communicate that plan, guys. He was able to communicate his plan to everybody he met. Not just one person, two people, but everyone he met, he was able to communicate what he was doing. I'm trying to turn a penny to a house. I'm turning a penny to a house. I'm doing this for YouTube. I want y'all to subscribe to my channel. So once my subscribers go past Dr. Phil's, his assistant said that she's going to adopt me. Yes, guys, this is real what I'm saying from his channel, according to his channel. Once his subscribers go past Dr. Phil is going to adopt him as a grandchild. So he has this consistent plan. Every video, subscribe to me because of this. Every video, I'm doing this for my friend. Every video, I'm trying to turn into a penny to a house. So the plan was communicated. He was consistent. And because he was communicating his plan and he was consistent, he was able to win the favor of people. He had an audience. The news caught up with him. So once he was consistent with his plan and then he had communication on his plan and he put it out there, people started to draw near towards it because they're like, you know what? I like what this man is doing. He was able to market his plan. He was able to make shirts and tell people, hey, this is what I'm doing. He was passionate about his plan, and it gave him everything he needed. Him having that plan, consistency, communication, It gave him everything else he needed to succeed. Even when it got weary, when he thought he was going to fail, the people who he didn't have before encouraged him. The people he met along this journey was able to encourage him. He didn't have that at the start of his plan. He didn't know these people. At the start of his plan, he didn't have an audience. He had a YouTube audience, but like the people in his city, you know, heard about many YouTubers that got 80 million followers, and I never heard of them before. So he has a lot of YouTube history. He has a lot of YouTube subscribers, but I'm pretty sure everybody in the city don't know who he is. So even when he didn't have the time and time ticked down, he kept going. Even when he didn't have the time, it was running out, 8 hours left. He said, you know what? I'm still going to finish. Even though the time ran out on his goal, he said, I'm still going to finish. That right there says a lot to you and me, because once my time ran out, I would have thought I was a failure and I would have thought I failed. But he continued to finish. And I think that's a problem we all have. I know I most definitely struggle with that in so many cases where we don't finish, but he finished. You know, we got to endure, guys. We have to endure. So those are some points I wanted to communicate to you guys today. Ryan had a plan. He had communication on his plan, consistency on his plan. That gave him an audience. And then even when he didn't have time, he finished. He finished regardless. So think about those 5 things: a plan, communication, consistency, an audience, and time. So that's my encouragement for you guys today. Be willing to look crazy for your plan. Be willing to communicate your plan. Be willing to be consistent with your plan. Be willing to have an audience that's going to favor you because you have been communicating your plan. You have been consistent with your plan. And then guess what? That causes your audience to grow. And guess what? Even when you feel like you're down, when you're about to lose, when you're about to fail, finish what you started. And that's all the encouragement you need today on this beautiful Monday, this motivating Monday. I need that encouragement to finish no matter what, okay? Let's finish, guys. Let's finish what we started and stick to the plan, guys. So that's my encouragement and motivation for you today. If you love that motivation, I need you to subscribe to my channel. I need you to like this video. I need you to comment below and comment, when would you have given up? When would you have been amazed in this process, okay? And then once you subscribe, I need you to comment, yo, but at the end of the day, guys, I really appreciate y'all for tuning in to TeeWhy Talk, where we talk about the real, and the real is what we just spill. And I'm motivating you guys today to go out and be consistent in what you're doing, to go out and finish what you're doing, to go out and plan what you're doing, to go out and communicate what you're doing, okay? Stick to it. And that's all I got for y'all today, tonight, tomorrow, this morning, this afternoon, this evening, next year, yesterday. I'm out.